And share my horrible, emotionally traumatizing experience of rushing at the University of Alabama.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're really going to be talking about a pressing issue here. It's something that really needs to be discussed. Not enough people are talking about this. What is that, you ask? Well, of course it's Bama Rush, okay? It's Bama Rush. I'm just obsessed, okay? I think about it all day. I'm fully entrenched in it. I am starting to consider conspiracy theories around it. I want in, okay? I want in somehow, and this is my way in. And I'm just gonna talk to you about all of the craziness that happened this year because it was pretty crazy. There was a lot going on. It was very interesting. And to like an outsider looking in, this is like secret society that rivals the Freemasons kind of thing. It's just so interesting because, you know, for me, I was never in a sorority. It's not even that like that I kind of missed the boat on that. Like the boat didn't even show up to my port kind of thing. It just wasn't an option, you know. That could have been because I went to a community college, but it does cost a lot of money, which we will get into. You know, it is built sort of on exclusivity, which is interesting always to kind of like deep dive and look into. These TikToks kind of allow you to peer in to that world in a sort of way. So let's peer into that world, okay? So let's begin with this. Last year is when Bama Rush really took off. Bama Rush has always been a thing. At University of Alabama, they have the biggest Greek society of like almost any college. I think they have like at a single time, they have like 10,000 girls doing it, and they have like 2,500 people rushing every year. Like it's so bananas that Gwen Stefani couldn't even spell it. It's so big, and it always has been, but TikTok is the thing that really brought it to the forefront, and it happened last year. People are calling last year like season 1, so this year it was like season 2. I didn't watch last year, so I kind of was learning stuff as I was kind of looking into all of this. I guess last year there were some emerging stars. They were doing, you know, OOTDs. They're gaining like thousands and millions of followers just from posting like, hey, here's what I wore this week of Rush Week, or this is what's in my Rush bag, and this is what sorority I'm going for, that, you know, things like that. Here's my bid day video. So it became a really big thing, and there were people that literally became famous from it. And one of those people, probably the biggest girl last year, was this girl named Michaela.
Oh my God. Oh.
There was some drama with that, let me just start by saying, because everybody was like captivated by her. She was every day, great outfits, head to toe, whatever. And then all of a sudden we find out that she's been cut by every single sorority. Then the conspiracy starts coming in.
Oh, you guys, I hate to say it, Sorority Rush TikTok officially canceled. It was fun while it lasted. Now it's just sad. Michaela, aka What Would Jimmy Buffett Do, has apparently been cut from all of her houses, which I think is a huge injustice, and I think it's really sad. You know, there are some speculations in her comments that she was cut because she was featured on this TikTok page where they show like viral college clips of college kids being college kids. And honestly, I watched it. It's not bad. It's just like kids being kids. And it's not like all the people who are in sororities are these like perfect people. So I think it's a little hypocritical. I hope that's not the reason. I hope she's doing okay, because I think this is really sad.
People are like, okay, you know, did somebody find her drinking on social media? There was rumors of that. There was rumors that maybe she had bullied somebody in high school.
We're going down this rabbit hole of what happened to Michaela. University of Alabama Rush Talk 2021. Rush Talk sweetheart. What happened to her? Here, someone was replying that she may have been bullying people from her hometown. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she did. Maybe she wasn't even bullying. Maybe she just made a comment and the girl didn't like it. And now she's in a sorority at the University of Alabama and she's going to tell everyone, well, one time this girl made this bad comment or said something about my skirt. I don't know. That could have happened. Could it be that there might be some bias in the South?
That's hearsay. That's hearsay. But you know what I'm saying? Like there was rumors of that. Nobody could really figure it out totally like what it was. And then this year, it kind of came out like from her that she had sort of like signed an NDA sort of type of thing.
Okay, so the non-disclosure agreement was for a documentary last year. They made me sign it in October. It didn't make me. I just signed it and to participate. It didn't end up going through. I signed it basically saying that like I wasn't gonna talk about what happened during Rush, like what my experience was, how my week went. Instead, I was gonna do it in the documentary, so I wouldn't be able to like post about it myself.
For maybe like a documentary style or thing that she eventually backed out on, but that's why she couldn't really talk about a whole lot of stuff. So it's just like, what's happening here? Okay, what's happening here? Because it's already secretive, and then it just kind of made it all more secretive. So then this year, things really popped off, and there were several emerging stars who we have to discuss, okay? The number one being, and you know, people, this is a thing where like, people are making like fantasy football teams with these, you know, PNMs, which is potential new members. People are like doing fantasy picks, like this is the number one draft pick, this is, you know, this is a second seed, like whatever, stuff like that. The number one draft pick by a country mile, in my opinion, was this girl named Kylan. And oh my God, let me just say something right now. Ohio girls represent. Because this girl took the world by storm. She was Miss Teen Ohio USA, okay? She is like the most polished pageant queen I've ever seen. This girl was campaigning her little Zeta off, okay?
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day, not a good day. I am so excited for today. It is the pref round here at Bama Rush, and that basically is where we go into two houses and we spend longer times with them. We have like more intimate conversations, we get to know the girls in the sorority better, and we just basically see if it's our fit. Now, and to be in a sorority, you do not have to have like this amazing outfit, you have to have amazing character, you have to have great grades, and you just overall have to be a strong, independent young woman in the sorority has to see that. But I'm gonna give you a little OOTD because that's what makes it fun here on Kylan's channel. But my dress is from Henry's Cloud 9, and it's just a beautiful princess moment. I feel beautiful in it. My earrings were my mother's. They're wishing me luck today. So I hope you have a great day, not a good day. Wish me luck as I go into prep round.
I am so impressed by this girl. Everybody was. I mean, everybody was. And everybody's like, where is she going? Okay, we need to know where she goes. You know, sororities are very much about like good grades, philanthropy, being a good person. I mean, you know, like at least on the outside, you know, her whole thing was like, I hope you guys are having a great day, not just a good day. And it's become like her catchphrase. I mean, this girl branded herself so well. Okay, she's got a catchphrase. And I honestly truly believed that she wanted me to have a great day. I really did. And then she would show these amazing outfits, and it's like very obvious that she's like super wealthy, because I think somebody calculated one of her outfits and it was like $11,000 or something like that. Like she's wearing like Cartier and Gucci and Dior shorts and things like that. She's like, guys, I just want to remind you, it's about having great character, being a great person, having great grades. It's also about philanthropy. This girl has her own foundation, and she's like 18 and she's got her own foundation. Guys, personally, I've held this opinion for a while. Pageant queens, they're the strongest army that we have, okay? It's their world and we live in it. That's how I feel. You cannot fight against a pageant queen. They will out PR you. They do not have skeletons in their closet. You cannot accuse them of anything because they literally from birth have been coached to be like the perfect person. You're gonna break before they do. That's just the way that it is. And when you do break, they're gonna kill you with kindness. Like, guys, you cannot fight against them. I'm telling you right now, we cannot fight against them. We must join the pageant queens. Anyway, all this to say, this girl ended up going to like Zeta. In my estimation, there's like two really big sororities that you could have gone to. One of them is Phi Mu, and then the other one is Zeta Tau Alpha or whatever it's called. Most people just call it Zeta, I think. She went to Zeta. Okay, which kind of surprised people. And then when she did her little like bid day video, so she was filming her reaction. So like everybody, when they go to bid day, when they get their bid for their sorority, you have like this little envelope and then everybody opens it on the count of 3. And she opened it up and her reaction was like super weird.
On the count of 10, not yet. You may open your bids. Wait. To run home. Okay, I'm doing it. It won't appear on the screen, but I'm also going to call it out too.
I can't breathe right now.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Then the conspiracy came out. It was kind of a delayed reaction. She was obviously really excited, but it was kind of a delayed reaction where people were like, maybe that was not her first choice kind of thing. Then people just took off with it.
Do you think Kylan is upset about her bid from Zeta?
Okay, I have the opinion no one asked for, but it's definitely the truth. When I originally saw Kylan opening her bid, I was like, oh my god, no way she wanted it. Like, she looks so disappointed. But then I saw a video of her running home to her bid day buddy, and they're literally wearing the exact same outfit, which means that on pref day, her pref told her what to wear, and Kylan chose Zeta, so she wore that outfit. Kind of how like Gracie, the other Alabama Rush girl, wore like the pink and white because she was told to wear that. So just a little insight.
And it became like drama that didn't really need to be drama. But I will admit it was a little bit of a weird reaction because it was so delayed and she was kind of like looking down at it. She had to like go on her thing and say she was in shock. And she had to go out and post screenshots of text messages she had sent earlier in the week saying like, I love Zeta, like I want to go to Zeta, like they make me feel the most special. So it's like, it's so sad. Like this is so pathetic. Like what are we actually doing? And then I found, don't ask me how I found this. This is how entrenched I am. I found a comment from her sister commenting on some random video, and it was her sister, that all she's ever talked about is Zeta. So there's like, these rumors are completely baseless. Guys, what the fuck's going on? Like, what am I doing? Whatever. So it's interesting. Okay, so it was interesting. But yeah, so she went to Zeta. This is what I hear. That those two, Phi Mu and Zeta, kind of go for like the influencer type, like, you know, it's kind of like popularity a little bit. Like, I don't know, that's just what I heard. The two of them, these two sororities, the big ones, are right next to the football stadium.
Okay, and then this is the one that everyone sees all over their For You page. It's the Phi Mu, which is so pretty, which is right across from the stadium.
So I feel like that kind of adds to it too, of like, oh, everybody wants to be in these because they're right by the stadium. So it's perfect for like, you know, game day or whatever. I have no clue. Now I'm making stuff up. And then there's conspiracies like, does she have a PR team writing for her? I would like to enter my own conspiracy. Does she have, because this is a thing, does she have a sorority coach who may be managing also the social media? I'm just throwing it out there. Okay.
What I do with some of the girls that hire me to help them go through recruitment is exactly that. During the end of their senior year, going into the summer, they need to start working on letters of recommendation, and they also need to put together a social resume for those letters of recommendation. So I help them put that together. I also help them go through the registration process, which often now includes doing a video and answering essay questions. And then on top of that, I help them prepare for what they're going to be wearing for every single round, because there are dress codes for each party. And then I also help them with, you know, just styling, like accessories, hair, makeup, nails, all that kind of good stuff. And then I also help them kind of understand the process of how recruitment works so that they go in understanding it fully on both sides, both the P&M side and the sorority side. And then I also help them with conversation techniques. So that's what I do for all these girls that hire me.
That's kind of the story with her. She went Zeta, and to be honest with you, she goes Zeta, we all go Zeta. All right, I'm a Zeta now too. So honestly, I love her. I love her little personality. I love that she's telling people it's about your grades, it's about your character, it's about philanthropy. Like, I just, you know what? I love it and I believe her. I just love her. So anyway, that was kind of the story with her. And then there were other stars. Like there was Madison, who was like, a lot of people were polling for Madison. They were rooting for Madison. You know, she was just a sweet girl. She was going through, doing the OOTDs, taking us along on the journey. You know, we're all invested in the story.
Bid day OOTD, polar skirt, tank top from Target, jewelry from Target, Old Navy earrings. Finally get through my Apple Watch today. Okay, bid day.
She gets in and gets a bid from a sorority, right? The next day, she posts a video. The bid day video's gone, and she posts a video and just says, yeah, I actually dropped.
I'm heartbroken. So I got a lot of comments like this one in the last video, or things saying like, Skinny Girls must have been mean to me and that's why I dropped, or Sigma Kappa put up a front and they weren't the same when I got there, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. throughout the entire recruitment process. Everybody in Sigma Kappa or I've met associated with Sigma Kappa has been so nice to me, including everybody I met on bid day. It would just so happen to be that I knew in my heart that Sigma Kappa wasn't my home, and I knew that before bid day, but it was a long process on how I ended up in Sigma Kappa, and if you want, comment and I'll go on a more in-depth process on that. But everybody in Sigma Kappa was so nice to me. That was not the reason that I dropped. It was just because I knew I wasn't meant to be a Sigma Kappa, and I just wanted to explore my other interests, and I didn't want to be in an organization I knew I wasn't meant to be a part of.
So that was another big one. And then there was another one that I found to be kind of interesting, named Shelby, who was kind of like the first one to do like the Bama Rush, like what's in my Bama Rush bag, which is like the most fascinating, best videos you could ever watch on the internet.
Hi guys, I'm rushing at the University of Alabama this fall, and I'm gonna show you guys what is in my rush bag. Okay, to start off, the bag is from Packed Party, and I got it online like a year ago, I think. Okay, this is gonna be like all the medical stuff. A first aid kit, in case anybody like falls or gets a cut or anything like that. Tampons, because I'm supposed to start the same week as Rush. Salon Paws, these are just really good if you have really bad back pain. They really help me. Next, for the beauty stuff. A lotion, perfume, blotting sheets, because it's hot in Alabama, sunglasses, a portable charger, and then a yoga mat, and I didn't cut it in case anybody else needs to see. I wanted to be able to share with them, so I didn't cut it.
It's like OG What's in My Bag, but it's sorority rush week, and you're like, oh yeah. Like if you were on YouTube in like 2015, you're gonna eat that shit up. I'm making my own Bama Rush bag after this video. I'm not kidding. She kind of was big for that. She got a bid to a sorority. Don't remember which one. Actually, I think it was Phi Mu.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anyway, and then the last one was this girl named Gracelyn. Gorgeous girl. They all are. Okay, she has it all. She was doing the OOTDs, blah, blah, blah.
Hey y'all, so today's the first round of Rush at the University of Alabama, and it's convocation and open house. So I'm going to give y'all an OOTD. My top is Lululemon. My shorts are Free People. Shoes are Golden Goose. Bracelets are Shallow Vista. Amazon, E. Newton. Shop, Liana's Collection. Both my necklaces are Shallow Vista. Earrings are ALV Jewels. And that's the fit. And I'm ready to have a great day of Rush.
She was one of the first ones to go viral because she did also like a What's in My Bama Rush bag.
Okay, so I'm going to be rushing at the University of Alabama in a couple weeks, so I'm going to show y'all what I have in my rush bag. I'm going to be using my pink Longchamp bag, and I tied a little ribbon with my initials on it to the side so I know it's mine. There's literally so much stuff in this bag, my shoulder's going to break off before the end of the week. The most important thing in this entire bag, this fan. So I put a lot of the little things in this toiletry bag so it can kind of all stay together. So I have another little bag with spray deodorant, a stick of deodorant, hairspray, roller perfume, lip gloss, and a hair clip.
She ended up going Phi Mu. And a lot of people were predicting that, and a lot of people were right. So anyway, those were like kind of the emerging stars, and a lot of people were following those stories, and just myself included, okay, myself included. And honestly, like I love to watch that. College is in a lot of ways like it's kind of like a movie experience, you know, and it's kind of fun to watch people in this exciting time of their life go through it. So I think that's kind of another reason why I'm just so like, oh my God, because you guys know I love to live in the past. So let me kind of explain to you like what happens during Rush Week, because I had to figure this out. Like I'm literally like, I'm typing this stuff up. I'm like doing the research, crunching the numbers. I'm like, what the heck is actually going on this week? Because they're talking about like philanthropy day, it's pref day, it's sisterhood day. Like, so let me just kind of like give you an explanation. First of all, you have to like, there's a lot of premeditation that goes into this. You have to register the summer before. Like people are getting after it the summer before. And I had no clue this was going on because the summer before I went to college, I was doing a whole lot of nothing. Okay, I was doing nothing. Going nowhere. I'm not doing any philanthropy. Oh my God. You're kidding me. So that's summer. You need to start prepping, okay? You need a resume. You need headshots. You need letters of recommendation from former alumni. You have to register, and the sooner you register, the cheaper it's gonna be, and it gets a little bit more expensive, but it's usually around like $350 to $400 to register, just to do the recruitment whole Rush week. And you get special privileges if you do register for Rush. You get to move in early. So you do move in early. You have kind of like, you know, the convocation where you're meeting up with like your liaison or whoever it is that's gonna help you through the week. It's like supposed to be a non-biased, unaffiliated former sorority girl, or like a girl who disaffiliates just for that week and then she goes back to her sorority, but she's supposed to be like a neutral third party liaison. Guys, I have no clue what's going on. So you kind of meet with her and then you do open house. So you go to all the different houses, decide, okay, which one do I want, whatever. Then it moves on to philanthropy. This is at Bama only. You have 3 days of philanthropy. So you basically, what I figured out, when it's philanthropy day, and by the way, the outfit, it's like basically as the week progresses, it gets more and more formal, your outfits. So like literally people are wearing like wedding dresses at the end of it. Oh, it's a lot, it's a lot. Okay. So anyway, philanthropy day is basically where they go to the different houses and talk to people, but they will ask you questions about yourself, like philanthropy related. So they'll be like, what did you do in high school? Have you ever saved a baby bird? Like, have you ever adopted like an animal? Like, have you ever used plastic straws? Like, stuff like that. You know, it's intense, guys, it's intense. But philanthropy is a big thing with sororities, which is good. Then there's 3 days of sisterhood day that you go to. I mean, this is like a crazy week. Oh, it's just wild. It's just wild, oh my God. So then it's sisterhood. So I don't even know what they ask you. I'm sure they ask you questions about being a sister. Like, are you a sister? Like, do you watch James Charles? I don't know. Stuff like that. So then finally it's pref day, which everybody calls, it's preference day, pref day, where you go to like your top 2 or 3 and have like in-depth conversations with these girls. By the way, somewhere in between there, you're ranking your top ones and you can get dropped like a whole lot. Like in the middle of this, like people are getting dropped from their top sororities, or they're like dropping they don't like this sorority, they do like you, blah, blah, blah. Like it's a lot of tears, okay? But going into pref day, you pretty much go to like your top 2 or 3, go and have like more in-depth conversations. Like it's kind of like, this is when you attend the cult meeting. I'm kidding, but I'm kidding. They're like, they talk about what the sorority means to them. Like some members may be crying and maybe like, I love it here. Like this is my sisterhood. Like, you know, stuff like that. Like that's what they talk about. And you kind of learn more about, like, you just talk to them on a deeper level, get to know them a lot. Each day you're supposed to be kind of talking to like new members. And then finally, bid day is when things go crazy. You don't go to bid day if you don't have a bid. So at least they save some people from embarrassment. Like it still doesn't make it hurt any less, but you don't show up and not have anything. Like you don't pull out and you're like, oh, I have nothing in here. So bid day, you have a bid, but before bid day, you're supposed to put like, this is my number 1, okay? And I feel like the sorority needs to put you also as like a top rank. I'm kind of confused on that. I wish that somebody would kind of explain that. Maybe somebody can explain in the comments more about like how people are choosing. But basically they have to put you as number 1 and you have to put them as number 1. And then that's kind of how you get, I have no clue. Guys, I don't know. Somehow they end up in the sorority. The thing is though, okay, there's some stuff that can happen during Rush week called dirty rushing. Dirty rushing, I've found out, is a no-no. It's a big no-no, but it still happens every single year. Like literally it always happens.
Okay, so somebody had reached out to me about trying to explain what dirty rushing is. And dirty rushing could take shape in a lot of different ways and forms. So for example, being promised a bid, or saying, you know, I'll see you at the next round or see you at the next party. If a sorority member says that to a PNM, she could technically get into trouble, because what happens is you're leading the PNM to believe that she's 100% either getting a bid or coming back to the next round. And then what happens when she doesn't? She gets upset. There's tears. She might talk to Penn Hellenic about how this had happened. So technically they cannot say that for those reasons. Additionally, during the summer, sorority women are not allowed to DM potential new members during the summer, or inviting them to parties or come hang out at the house. It's a big no-no. They're not supposed to do that, and they know that. However, it does still happen. Sororities still do this. You know what? At the end of the day, they'll eat the fine that they're given from Pan Hell. They really don't care. They're just trying to snag the girls that they really want ahead of time before any of the other sororities get to them. If you feel that you have been targeted for dirty rushing, or somebody said something to you during a party about see you tomorrow or see you at bid day, let your Rokai and let the people at Panhellenic know.
You're not supposed to do that. And if you are found out, you can be reported to the Panhellenic Association, which is like the governing body that oversees all of the sororities. Okay, guys, this is more intense than you could ever possibly imagine, okay? There is nothing else like this in the world. There is. But sometimes what can happen is somebody might get dirty rushed. Somebody's like, hey, we're gonna give you a bid, and then they don't get a bid. So basically then they're left with, you know, nothing. And that's why it can be really bad.
I wanted to come on here and share my horrible, emotionally traumatizing experience of rushing at the University of Alabama. I haven't seen anyone show this. It's kind of just like a time breakdown of your houses. Everyone has different schedules. This was mine. So this is where I started to get dirty rushed by 3 different houses. So dirty rushing is basically bid promising. An example of what they would say would be like, oh my gosh, we love you so much. We can't wait for you to run home to this house. You have a bid. Don't worry. Don't stress. Like, you will be a part of this house. Don't worry. We will see you on bid day. Different variations of that, but you get the point. Anyways, I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, my top 3 houses are telling me I have bids. This is amazing. Pref day rolls around and I'm so excited because I get to rush my top 2 houses. Then I open up my schedule and to my surprise, I see the house that I've dropped every single round. And it's just the one house, not the other houses that have been bid promising me. So then I am literally distraught. This whole week has been an emotional roller coaster and I'm just a mess. I'm calling my mom, telling her I want to go home right now. I just wasted a whole week going through this stupid process just to rush a house that I've dropped every single round. My Rokai ends up convincing me to stay and go to bid day, which was the wrong decision. Anyways, this was bid day. We were all like walking out with those big signs. Everyone is flooding the streets cheering and I'm just bawling my eyes out because I really don't want to be there. And everyone's saying that it's not about the money and it's not about the clothes. Yes, it is. It's not about what you want. It's what about the houses want. If they want you, they'll get you.
There's a lot of opinions about what people are supposed to be wearing. So like, you're not really supposed to wear spaghetti straps. Like, it's kind of like nobody's really, like, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to wear stuff that's too short because you're basically like supposed to be dressing for women. And if people deem you to be inappropriate, you might get cut. There's a lot of themes that you have to kind of dress for. Like, people are coached in this sense. Like, you guys, the outfits are the biggest thing, in my opinion, in sorority week. And I know that my favorite girl will say that it's really not about the outfits and the outfits don't matter. They matter because people will literally plan these things and people are coached on what to wear. Some people with a lot of money, which most of them do have a lot of money, they will be coached on what to wear and say like, okay, don't wear spaghetti straps, don't wear a short, don't wear this brand, don't wear outfit that's too loud. They'll say wear a color so you stand out. Like, there's so much planning. Like, this is master manipulation. You guys, you have to understand, this is insane. Like, this is actually insane. This is the most intense part. And there are people who are spending like thousands of dollars just on this week to stand out with their outfits and to be on theme. And like, it's on both sides, by the way. The girls in the sorority also have to dress on theme the entire week because that whole week that they're going places like Pref Day and Sisterhood Day and things like that, they have skits planned. And they do dances and they have like days, like for example, the Phi Mu girls did breakfast at the White House because they have this humongo house and it's literally looks like the White House. It's $13 million house.
Don't change a thing, you are amazing. Spend every day here.
do like these dances and they're like, you know, dressed up like Breakfast at Tiffany's, but they're like dancing. They're like, we believe that you should come. We believe that we will win, like stuff like that. We've all seen those videos where like they open the doors and then these girls are like screaming and they're like, we believe you should come here.
We've been waiting for you all summer and we're so glad you're finally here. We've been waiting for you.
It's a big part of it, but those girls have to spend a lot of money too. So there's just a lot, there's a lot of money involved. I mean, it's insane. Okay, it's really insane. This is what's kind of interesting. Now, there's this video that's circulating of this girl, which I'm gonna play for you now.
I forgot to tell you guys one of the craziest parts of sorority recruitment. It's called work week. So during work week, the girls who are already in the sorority are preparing for recruitment. That's when they like learn who the girls are, they learn the dances, they get their outfits approved, etc., etc. But the wildest part is, okay, so the alums maybe really want like their daughters or their friends' daughters or whatever to get in. And so the alum groups from a sorority that really wants to get a girl who's like in high school or going into college in will send all these presents to the sorority during work week. So you might send like 200 cupcakes that says like, Madison is Kappa material, or like a cake with a girl's face on it, or pizzas or whatever, and you send it, and then you also talk about this girl who's in high school who you really want to get into the sorority that you are an alum of. The girls during work week who are in the sororities are at the chapter house for like 12 or 18 hours a day. It's exhausting, so they don't really have time to eat, and so they're sending all this stuff to be nice, but also to kind of like get name recognition for the girls that they want to be initiated into their chapter.
A cake with somebody's face on it? Like, guys, what the hell is going on? Sending gifts, hey, Megan would be a great addition to, you know, Zeta, like the bribery. I just love to hear stuff like this. I mean, just the sheer amount of money that goes on with this thing. I mean, you guys, the houses that these people live in, I just have never seen anything like it. It's just on a whole different level. Like I said, the 5U house is $13 million. Like, I was looking at pictures of the inside of this place. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it before. Then there's like all the other houses that are equally as big.
The AD Pi house. Here's Delta Gamma, super cute. Here's Delta Zeta. Here's Kappa Alpha Theta, which is also right next to the stadium. Here's the AO Pi house.
They have food catered. They just have so much stuff, because I think it costs somewhere, like for new people, it costs like $4,000 somewhere in there per semester. I mean, guys, we're talking like, we're adding like $10,000 on. This is, and that's not even including the outfit. We're talking like $10,000 on top of an already expensive tuition. So it's just kind of like, okay, so where are all these dues going? I've heard stories that like, there's not actually financial people, accountants or like advisors dealing with these millions of dollars that these sororities are bringing in and have. They have like a 19-year-old treasury. Like, it's one of the sorority girls that's dealing with the millions of dollars. And there was one report, one of the girls said that was in one of these Bama Rush sororities. One time they spent $80,000 on a party on a Thursday. $80,000. And then there's other reports of like girls that are saying if they didn't fill up the house enough, they would have to like overcompensate.
So I'm gonna be a junior this year at Alabama. I just dropped 2 weeks ago from my sorority because it was so expensive, and it's just not that uncommon to drop after your first year or two. Just to register for Rush, it's $400. And then depending on what house you rush, it ranges from $7,000 to $10,000 a year. Out of house, like if you're not living in the house, and then once you live in the house, it's an extra $1,000 or $2,000, again depending on the house. Not only that, but you do have to cover empty bed fees, so that's when not all of the beds in the house are filled. You have to pay that money that's not being paid by someone living in the house.
The wealth is amazing. It's a phenomenon that you rarely get to see ever. So also just something I have to mention, it just puts things in perspective, because like, you know how Lululemon's like really big right now? You know, there's dupes for everything, in my opinion, like at Lululemon, but whatever. But you know how expensive Lululemon is, right? So like the scuba hoodie is like, what is it? Let me look it up. Ugh, I have to look this up. I think it's like 120 scuba hoodie. It's 118, so it's like 120, right? During rush week, I mean, great time to do this, obviously, but during rush week, Lululemon came out with like a collaboration with Alabama.
Lululemon invited me to be the first person to see the Lululemon University of Alabama apparel. Here is the setup right when you walk in. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start with the women's stuff. You have the Swiftly tags, the Hottie Hots, of course. Guys, there's literally a scuba. There's literally a belt bag, guys. Here's more.
It's Kylan here, and I've got some apparel to show you guys. Here's a little haul from Lululemon times Alabama. My outfit is from the Lululemon times Alabama store here on campus, and I got a bunch of stuff. First up, I got this Lululemon crossover hoodie with Alabama on it. Isn't it so cute? I'm gonna look like a little athlete running around, you know?
So everybody's buying the Lululemon Alabama stuff. And like, they bought everything. I mean, these girls are buying everything from it. I don't even have one scuba hoodie. And these girls are buying the entire Lululemon collection, the pants, the Align tops. It's just funny to me. I don't know. And then there's another kind of phenomenon, which I thought was really funny and interesting, which is this, like, there's a store that's famous in Alabama called the Pants Store. They sell more than pants, but it's kind of like a boutique-y store where these girls go, and it's like a big sorority store, and they buy like these little skirts, and because everybody pretty much wears skirts and stuff for at least like the first couple days. And then they all wear like colorful skirts from this pants store. I mean, it's like a phenomenon. You just get to peer into the other side, I guess. I don't know, it just kind of makes me laugh. Speaking of brands and weird phenomenons, this was to me one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. The thirst of these brands, the thirstiest brands. They were like vultures circling around Kylan. I have never in my life seen brands do this. They were doing it to every girl that was doing sorority rush week. That was pretty big. Oh my God. Did this Kylan girl get so many brand deals. I was trying to screenshot. Marshall's sponsored her entire dorm room. Kendra Scott, she had jewelry, I mean everything, clothes, and I'm just like, oh my God. What was even crazier, I'm just gonna use her as an example, but they were in everybody's comments, like, you know, all these brands. They were commenting on every single one. I was like, oh my God, this is so cringe. Lily Pulitzer, Detroit Lions, Sonic, Celsius Official, Benefit Cosmetics. There was Kendra Scott was commenting on literally every single one. UCLA Housing.
Ariana, what are you doing here?
Everybody was like, why is UCLA Housing commenting on every single one? Altered State, Steve Madden, FabFitFun. I mean, seriously, it was like, oh my God. And there were so many more.
Necklaces from Kendra Scott and
Kendra Scott and Kendra Scott. My rings are still Kendra Scott.
Kendra Scott, Kendra Scott, Kendra Scott.
It was really, really out of control to like the next level. And it just makes me laugh because it's like, who do you think's probably running these accounts? I have my own conspiracy theory about this. There's a pretty good chance that it's former sorority girls who are in marketing, in PR. Never in my life seen anything like it. And I think it is because these sorority girls are what brands look for. They're perfectly polished. They do philanthropy. They have, you know, their social media is pretty much buttoned up because it has to be, because you're not allowed, if they find out that you've been drinking, underage drinking, if you even talk about drinking, you will get cut from the entire week with like, you know, a member. Drinking, any sort of drugs, no drugs, nothing. You're supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, like everything. So they just kind of fit into these brands, but it's like, oh my God, they're so thirsty. I'm glad these girls are getting the bag because they really, I mean, they are really getting the bag, this whole thing. It was just kind of a strange phenomenon. But here's the craziest part. Now we need to get into this because this is like the whole reason why I'm making this, because this is what made it different than any other year ever in history of Bama Rush, because there were girls who were caught with mics this year, who were thrown out of open houses and different days or whatever. They were caught with mics on recording people.
Hey guys, just finished my day and just got home. I wanted to remind everyone to be very careful. You're not allowed to record in the houses. Some girls got caught with mics on them today. And then I also heard a rumor about HBO Max coming out with a documentary with a negative view on Bama's Rush. And I think that's going to be really hard for them to do, honestly, because every single girl I've met has been so nice and everyone's been so helpful and it's been an awesome experience for me so far. So just don't believe all the rumors if you're thinking about rushing or the myths. They're usually myths.
Then, you know, the rumors started to swirl because they were kind of already swirling because, you know, someone had leaked a rumor that Vice was there doing a documentary on Bama Rush. HBO Max might have been doing one, and then there was also like people were saying maybe Netflix, but Netflix is not really doing it. It's confirmed Vice is doing one. They're saying that it's going to be a thoughtful and compassionate documentary about Bama Rush. Guys, do they think we're stupid or something? Like, no one's gonna watch a thoughtful and compassionate documentary about Bama Rush. They want the juice, they want the goss, they want the drama. Well, nobody's gonna watch that. And then if that's true, then why do you need to go and mic people up and try to catch people saying things? Like, everybody knows that it's a very exclusive secretive society. But things were made worse by these rumors that were happening right before Bama Rush. So a lot of sororities were deciding like, no one is allowed to record, no one's allowed to have their phone, leave your bag outside because they're worried that people are recording. Well, there was a big drama, which New York Times actually did an article about this, and I'll link it below. But basically they interviewed a girl who was rushing this year. And you know how girls like tie up their t-shirts if they're too big, and they'll tie them with like a little hair tie or whatever, and then it kind of looks like this in the back, and then they tuck it under? Well, she had done that because it was super hot and she wanted her t-shirt to be tighter fit. Well, somebody called her over to like a tent. I don't know if it was like a supervisor or somebody for Rush. I don't know who it was. They called her over and said, you're kicked out of Rush. You're not allowed to rush anymore. You're done with Rush Week because you have a mic on.
I just tuck it under and there you go.
So I'm gonna have to give this one a 0 out of 10. I did get kicked out of Alabama's recruitment process because they did think the hair tie was a wire, but it is really a cute style.
They mistook this hair tie as a mic. Well, she's like, oh my God, no, I don't have a mic on. Like, please, I will strip down to butt ass naked. You can check me. I don't have a mic on. Like, please, like, just look, I don't want to be cut from this. I already spent $400 freaking dollars and all this money on these clothes for the week. Please don't do this. And they're like, well, that's not in our policy, but we know you're wearing a mic and we can't risk it. And it's not in our policy though to search you. So she got cut from sorority week because they mistook it because they're so paranoid that people are recording and they're taking it very seriously. There were also rumors circling that people were not going to be posting their OOTDs this year because any social media presence whatsoever might be grounds for you to get cut by other sororities, and you know, most sororities were going to cut you if you had a social media presence at all.
When does sorority rush talk come back? It's my favorite part of the year and I can't.
It doesn't actually come back this year because the PNMs, regardless at what school you're at, are being told not to make OOTD TikToks or else they'll get cut from recruitment or houses will just automatically drop them. Because last year at Alabama, it was so freaking crazy. They had to have security and basically block off all of the streets that the houses were on so that the girls could go to their houses without any interruption. And creepy old men and Barstool Sports showing up and freaking them out. Totally disgusting. So don't plan on seeing any OOTDs for Bama Talk or any other sorority recruitment. They've been explicitly told not to do it.
Well, obviously we found out that wasn't true because all the other people got into sororities mostly. There was stuff like circling about that. There's the mics. People are trying to figure out, are they doing this documentary? But it's kind of interesting because nobody really knows if they're doing a documentary or not because it's very difficult to have sorority letters and stuff like that in the media. For example, I was watching a TikTok and someone said like one time Carrie Underwood was wearing her sorority letters in a music video or something like that. But she had to get that approved by every person unanimously in the sorority has to approve it. It's a big deal to have letters in the media. I don't know how they're gonna do that documentary. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna do it scorned ex-members or whatever. Like I said, that Michaela girl from last year who got cut by everything did sign an NDA for something similar. She had signed one basically, you know, saying she would give her story and it would have been her personal story, which would be okay because she's not affiliated with a sorority. I think that they'll probably take the angle of like, these are some scorned people who were wronged by the sorority system or whatever, like recruitment, whatever. So that's been the biggest drama, is who's making the documentary. There's spies out there. There's moles walking among us. Who's mic'd up? Who's wired? Like, you know what I'm saying? The paranoia, and like people are just going after each other like, you're mic'd up, you're mic'd up, you're mic'd up. Guys, it's juicy. That's my summation of Bama Rush season 2. I cannot wait for my next Bama Rush. I will be doing a bracket, March Madness style. I will be doing a draft. I'm kidding. It's kind of just interesting to look into these other worlds, you know what I mean? Hopefully you guys found this interesting. I have no clue. I literally have no clue how this will be received. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. How do you feel about sororities? What house would you go into? I mean, it's like the sorting hat. Like, I just want to say to all the people that rushed, I really enjoyed watching all your videos. Congrats. I hope you guys have a great future with your sororities. The entertainment was next level. The drama was next level. Keep up the good work. Basically, yeah, guys, I hope that you have a great day, not just a good day. Subscribe if you're not already. I do a lot of commentary videos. That's pretty much it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.